Hi, I'm Steph from Stitching with Steph, and welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming along for another weekly stitch with me. If you're a subscriber and you're coming back and watching another with me, thank you. I really appreciate you coming along for this journey and hanging out with me today and leaving comments below. If you're not a subscriber and this is the type of content that you like, please feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button as I post several Stitch with Me's throughout the week, as well as reviews, ASMR videos, as well as Stitching Tranquil videos. If you want to follow me over on any social media platforms, we do have a Facebook group for our little community here on Stitching with Steph. It is, of course, the name is Stitching with Steph. I do have a description down in the description box. I have a link that makes it a little bit more convenient for you to head over there, as well as an Instagram and a TikTok, and those are linked in my bio. So let's go ahead and get into this canvas. It is unbranded. It is titled Butterfly Anime Girl. It is an 11 count, 40 by 40 centimeters, and it consists of 35 colors. I do not have a link for this particular design, as this has been in my stash for a while and I just barely started working on it for our YouTube channel. So let's dive into this stitch with me. All right, guys, it's another week of our Butterfly Anime Girl. So whatever project you're working on, let's go ahead and get started. We're continuing on number 13, which according to our lovely little key here, number 13 is color 803 and it's a blue color. So I'm probably going to be in this area for a while on our Stitch with Me. As you can see, I started it before our video. Just because it's a lot of color blocking and there's not very much like confetti versus in the area we were working before was pretty confetti heavy. So I just, the only time that I get to work on random projects is with you guys when I'm doing my Stitch with Me's, just for right now though, but no biggie. So let's see, we did that. So yeah, what's everyone up to today? What are you guys working on while you're stitching with me? Leave it in the comments of what you're working on. If you want, feel free to drop a picture of it in the Facebook group so we can all see. Our little group is slowly but steadily getting people in there. And people are posting pictures. I love seeing like everyone's work. That's what I like about having a Facebook group, is seeing everyone's different types of work. And then for me, sorry, I have my needle in my mouth. For me, it's maybe even seeing an image I'd like and I would want to do it myself, right? So that's why. Sorry. I got one whole stitch in and I already got my thread taken out. But yeah, that's why I created my little group, because I wanted a place that was safe for everybody. And they can post their pictures of their current whips. Stuff like that. A community that we can come together and do all those things, you know what I mean? Because I feel like, I mean, I'm a part of a couple of them, but I feel like some of them are a little too free range per se. I've just seen some things that have been a little disrespectful, and I'm not the one for that, to be honest. I'll corral it pretty quickly. So, yeah, head on over, put your pictures in. Let's show each other what we're working on. One of our ladies in the group, I know she's in a couple of others because I've seen her post in other groups too, but she's working on this piece that she got from AliExpress, and like she had to change out some of the colors herself because it, like, her neckline and stuff was blending way too much for like her hair and her neck, and like her collar was blending too much. So she's changed out some of the colors and it's coming along really nice. I like it when people do that. I'm pretty much a raw stitcher. I don't necessarily plan on changing stuff around. I want to try to stitch the canvases as they come. So that way you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're working with, right? So just that like raw, unfiltered. Like for her, she was really like invested in the details, and I appreciate that so much because I was like, oh, it's actually coming out like really nice. Like I could imagine if she wouldn't have changed those things, how it would have affected her overall picture and her piece. And she said she actually paid extra for it. I don't know how much. It's one of those things of I'm not gonna pry into that because it's like she said she paid more than what you would for an average AliExpress kit. So it had to be a decent penny, you know what I mean, for her? Because it's like for her to be willing to make those kind of changes. Does that make sense? So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. This past week, I loaded my first ASMR video. And it seemed to be doing pretty good. Seems like people like that type of content. I wanted my channel to be a little bit of something for everybody, if that makes sense. The majority of you guys like the talking videos, so which is why that's the majority of what I do. That's the majority of what I do is talking stitch with me's. Everybody likes those. But I wanted something for people that like those like ASMR sounds. You can't really hear them in my videos, the ones that I'm talking, just because my mic placement is more or less to pick up on my speaking than sounds. But that one, and then I plan on like adding in like tranquil type ones. So where it's just like really tranquil music and stuff like that for people. Just so if you don't want to hear someone rambling, you have something there. I feel like, there it is. Do you guys see? Hold on. Nope, you can't see. Somehow I got, that's my going consensus today. I don't even understand how this is happening. It's like, I'm not even getting like regular knots, guys. Like, hold on, I'm going to show you real fast. Like, do you see this knot? I'm like, what is going on? Like, and I'm not getting regular knots. I'm getting like these wicked, gnarly triple knots. Like, it's a real legit knot. So, see it right there? Look at that. It's a whole hunk. I'm going to place you on a brief pause so I can get this out. So far today, I filmed 2 videos and I've had to cut out, actually like physically cut out knots because I couldn't get them out. So bear with me. I'm going to place you on a pause because I don't want to do this on screen. All right, we got it all fixed. It was actually, I just needed to pull on the center of it, which thankfully, there's that. It was relatively easy. So yeah, I did my geisha film with me today, earlier. And I was like, dang, I just keep getting them knots back to back, guys. I was like, is it going to be a naughty day? My mom jokes are pretty funny. I like to think anyways. Oh yeah, not too much. Nothing going on really besides filming and editing, house chores, hanging out with the family this weekend. Anybody have any plans? It's pretty hot today. We actually had to close up our house. We're having a little bit of a heat wave here. And by heat wave for us in springtime, I'm talking 80 plus, close to like 80, 90s. And it's just like, we went from cold, bitter rain last week to heat. So give me 1 second. My dog is barking. All right. Sorry, I had to go see why she was barking. It looks like she's a little cocker spaniel poodle mix. And when I say cocker spaniels or yappers, good golly, she doesn't like anybody having fun. And I know that sounds horrible. So like if the other 2 dogs are playing, she barks at them. If the kids are running around the house laughing and playing, she's barking at them. And I'm just like, are you just like a bitter old lady? Miss, like, why are you being so bitter right now? I don't understand. They're just playing. And I use that term loosely, to be honest. Like, I just love messing with her because she's just like, anything that entails like fun or like even if the kids are like laughing or being loud, she loses it. And I'm just like, I don't understand, but we've had her since she was 8 weeks old. She is now, let me think, 7, 8. She's like 8 years old. So she's getting up there in her little doggy years, and you can tell because she ain't having it, and I can relate so much to her on so many levels. um, because I'm the same way in the sense of I don't like too much chaos going on in the house. Like if you're messing around and playing, that's fine, but when it starts leading to chaos per se, that's when I end up not being fine. Because it's just like, why? Go outside and play then in the backyard. And it's mostly my 10-year-old, to be honest. When the dogs are playing too much in the house, I'll kick them outside. Be like, you gotta go. And if you can see on this canvas, the printing is off left to right a little bit. In the sense of like, see how we know that this X is supposed to be in that box and there. I don't know what it is. And that's the thing with printed canvases, right? Like you gotta know how to compromise when you come across um, things that are off like this, right? So like if you look, hold on, let me see if I can, oh, sorry guys. If you look, it's like half in the square. So when I do this, you're gonna see it. And it's also like here. And the funny thing is, I don't recall this one being off left to right. I'll check when I take it off the frame again. What is going on? There we go. Oh, 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 oh. My clamp is coming off. Okay, there we go. I was like, why does it feel so loose right now? There we go. My clamp was not on there all the way. Once I start getting closer down to here, I'll probably adjust this, but so far we're doing okay, I think. Or when I take my next water break, I might. We'll see. My throat's pretty dry today, and I don't know why. Okay. I always try to feel around on the back. Well, that didn't work. Try to feel around on the back so that way I can tell if there's knots trying to form, stuff like that. Because sometimes, I tell you what, it tries. They do try. Let me see if I can fix this. Bear with me, guys. I just don't like the way. There we go. That's better. Oops, sorry. My hands are pretty stiff today. I woke up feeling a little sore, and I don't know why. I feel like I slept pretty well, but you never know with the age that I'm becoming. Like my body just gets sore and my hands get stiff. Normally that's because of like fluids, but I know I drank enough. I'm gonna fix this for a second. Bear with me. There we go. Okay. It kept like moving from side to side and I didn't know why. I didn't have it like on this side. My clamp wasn't on there all the way. I'm a little slow today, as we can see, figuring stuff out. In my defense, I did sleep in, so I'm still a little groggy. And I did take some ibuprofen because, like I said, my hands are kind of stiff today. Oh. Do you guys have like any like girl faces, like any type of women canvases? Doesn't have to be this particular style. It can be any kind. If so, go to the Facebook group, post them. I like seeing them. I like seeing the different like um, eras, styles, stuff like that. I'm really into like Victorian style stuff. That part of history I was really intrigued by when I was younger. My husband laughed at me because when uh, the Tudors came out, I think it was on HBO about 10, 15 years ago, I was hooked. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. It's about King Henry VIII and how he changed the monarch and found a way around divorce. And so if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely go and watch it. I like historical Korean dramas too, because you get to learn stuff about the culture at that time. My husband thinks it's funny because he's like, most people like the like newer Korean dramas. You like the historical ones. Yeah. And I just like the traditional clothing too that they have in them, to be honest. So I've been doing my Stitch with Me's a little bit longer than 30 minutes recently, just so that way I can get some time in on my canvases. It gives me a reason to stay on them a little bit longer. Like say this one, like I said, is a little bit off to the, oh, sorry, it looks like there we go. It was hitting, it's like hitting my camera, so bear with me. I gotta adjust this for a minute. Sorry guys, there we go. It was hitting my stand and I didn't realize it. I'm like, why is it so wobbly? Because I was hitting my camera stand. Ay, ay, ay. Today's Stitch with Me brought to you by Stephanie Half Asleep. No, I'm just joking. I mean, I'm not. But that was my little teleprompter announcer inside my noggin. Yeah, I really do prefer stitching on the frame now. I feel like we get a lot more done in our Stitch with Me's, which is nice considering this is the only time I get to really work on these particular projects, because steady hammering out that birthday present for my husband. I feel like I need a nap already, and I just woke up like 3 hours ago, guys. That's a little bad, right? Boop. So like if you see I'm stitching this orange here, but like right here you see how it's half pink? That's supposed to be one of the pink boxes. So it's like, well, okay. And it's just like, I feel like it's only in certain areas that it's like that. Because as I look like farther up, they're not as off. So I think that happens when it's pulled, the fabric is pulled, but it's not pulled taut everywhere, if that makes sense. Like when they put it on the roller to print on it, I feel like they just didn't make sure that it wasn't taut all the way around. So I feel like that's what leads to the printing issues. And honestly, that's kind of like why I've gotten into counted, because it's like it's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. If you mess it up, it's because you messed it up. So if you ever get a canvas like this that's printed a little bit wonky, you just gotta pay a little bit of attention. And again, like I said, it's not in all areas. Like as we progress up the canvas, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like the symbols are printed just fine, like where they're supposed to be at. But I feel like at this point, I've been doing this for so long, I've gotten pretty good at knowing like where the offage is. Like look at this one here, guys. It's like literally 2 squares. So if you're a beginner, that would be a little confusing, right? Sorry guys, I'm gonna pause you. I'm gonna take a drink of fluids. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm like, I'll talk and then all of a sudden I'll feel like something stuck in my throat, super dry. No hard feelings. So that one goes there. This one's supposed to be, let me see. Oh, it's right there. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. It's because the pink box is right here. See it? I was like, this is supposed to go over one. I'm missing a box. Nope, it's there. You just weren't seeing it. So, yeah, you just kind of learn to go with the flow. I'll probably stay in this area for this canvas for a while, just so I can knock all this section out, since it is an off print, because I want to be able to just get it taken care of, since I know that it's off a little bit to the right. So that means I need to stitch a little bit to the left. Yeah. How are you guys liking the new setup for the Stitch with Me's? Not in hand anymore, on frames. I'm liking it. I feel like get more progress done. It's holding steady for you guys to see. If you are watching, or rather not just watching, or if you're doing your own stitching and you glance up to see, ooh, Stephanie, to see like where I'm at and how much progress I've made. And if you think about it, we got all this done in our little Stitch with Me, and even got some knots out. I should do my title, Stitching with Steph and Knots. And the nice thing with having frames, I can kind of just let my needle dangle on the back side and let it untwist itself. So that's nice. That's what I like about this too. Like I was saying, I think in one of my other videos, I can't remember if it was this week or last week, I like doing full stitches because I like the way they lay. And I feel like when I stitch on a frame, it's easier, right? But when I'm stitching in hand, I can't hold the frames because they're too heavy. And I like stitching and watching TV. So when I stitch in hand, I still do full stitches and same pressure on the string and my needle. So it's not a big deal per se. Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more stitches, and then I lied, 1 more stitch, I think. Yep. And then let me see. So there's that. And then we'll just leave it here for now. All right, so I think that's where I'm going to end this stitch with me. And then we'll finish this up and have our little conversation that we always have at the end. All right, friends, that concludes another week of Stitch with Me for our butterfly anime girl. If you're a subscriber and you stood all the way till the end, thank you. I appreciate you hanging out with me again today for another Stitch with Me. If you're not a subscriber and this is the type of content that you like, go ahead and click that subscribe button as we do several Stitch with Me's a week, as well as reviews, ASMR videos, tranquil videos where it's just stitching to music. And that's the type of content that we do here over on this channel. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I do have a Facebook group as well, and it's Stitching with Steph. I do have a direct link down in the description box for you to make it a little bit more convenient, as well as Instagram and TikTok. My user handler name over there is stitching_with_Steph. So if you want to follow me on social media accounts, you're more than welcome to head on over to those platforms and do a like and follow as well. Thank you again for coming along and hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys in my next video, whether it be a review or a stitch with me. Have a good day. Bye bye.